everybody. It's your favorite hostesses with the mostesses. This is Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and this is Marcus and your favorite, the unorthodox Southern Belle.
Karmea Wells.
And we have a dynamic episode for you all tonight. We are bringing an expert, my man. This guy is my boy. I haven't seen him in over several years. He's a tech entrepreneur, philanthropist, changing the absolute game and changing the world and changing businesses for the better. You all won't want to miss what we have coming in store. Here we go.
Good day, podcast listeners. This is your boy, Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show. I wanted to let you guys know that we will be rolling out a new feature and adding a join sponsor button next.
Hey everyone, it's your favorite dynamic duo, Marcus Norman, your favorite gentleman, and Karmea Wells, the unorthodox Southern Belle. And today we have Mr. Tim Branyan coming to the stage. He's going to talk about some unique things he's been doing. You all remember him, you all know him, you all love him from the last time we had him on the show. We were talking about true fans, not OnlyFans, true fans. Because we don't subscribe to that here. Mr. Branyan is a tech entrepreneur, CEO, founder, and a true expert. And his mantra is to provide superior technology services that customers recommend, entrepreneurs prefer, and partners are proud of. He crossed paths with now Logic Square as a customer in his role and as an entrepreneur, and gradually became core part-time with his team and growing and changing the world. And he's doing yet again something else, something new that's going to help us, you, me, get to a better place. So without further ado, help me welcome to the stage the incredible Mr. Tim Branyan.
Wow, what an intro. Thanks, man. Thanks, guys. Marcus and Karmea.
Welcome. We're glad to have you. Welcome to Gentleman Style Podcast Show, brother. You are phenomenal, and you've been doing some incredible things on social media in the tech space. Tell us what's the new thing on the block, because my intro, you are growing, you are changing. As a veteran from the Air Force, you're an incredible man. So tell us what's new on the block. What are you doing now?
So truefanz has continued to grow. We're helping creators all over the world monetize and get paid to post. Minus the stigma, right? We set out to build a wholesome alternative for creators that wanted to monetize, but didn't necessarily want the stigma that's prevalent, so much so out there. Since that, I've built several other platforms. It's funny, once folks find out that you can build apps, you can bring technology to life, referrals just kind of fly in from all corners of the earth. So we were able to build a platform that helped with the employee retention credit. If you're not familiar with that, it was a tax credit that helped employers that were negatively impacted by the pandemic get access to, it was up to $26,000 per W-2 employee if they could prove that they were negatively impacted. That led to meeting an insurance company. We ended up building them a really unique distribution platform. Basically helps them leverage affiliates or strategic partners to market their value and market their services to the country. And that product's been an absolute home run because of what it's doing for employers and employees all over the country. So that product helps them save anywhere from $700 to $800 per employee. And it increases the employee's take-home pay on average by 4 to 6%. All while offering a whole slew of medical benefits at no out-of-pocket cost. And it was similar to what we did with ERC. So we basically replicated our platform, helped them do that. And then on top of that, recently, about 10 months ago, I took a servant position in the side of the state of Indiana. So I work for the Indiana Economic Development Center, as well as the Small Business Development Center, SBDC. And for folks that don't know what that is, essentially the SBDC helps small business owners all across the country start, grow, or exit through no-cost consulting and a whole slew of really awesome services, whether it be access to data, access to business planning, grants, all sorts of really cool stuff, workshops, PR, and that's just been a super rewarding experience to be a springboard for entrepreneurs and to help create economic development through small business here in Indiana and abroad. So it's been fun. I love the mission of economic development through small business. And that was just, before I took the role, I thought, who could I become? And more so, what do I get? Obviously everybody's kind of looking at what do I get from this? What's in it for me? What's the ROI? But the thing that really kind of pushed me over the edge was who could I become if I get into this realm and learn. So it's been cool. It's been a fast forward 10 months. I can't believe it's already been that long. And yeah, just chugging along, man. So.
Love it. I forgot to mention, y'all, he has a true heart of gold. So he's always been a servant, always had a servant heart. If you know him, once you know him, you cannot love him. Man's a true heart of gold. Thank you for that, Mr. Brand. That's huge. And you're constantly changing the world. I've watched you and I've connected to you, and you're constantly doing new and bigger things to help us. Thank you for helping us lonely business owners, because COVID-19 was atrocious to us. What's the biggest problem in businesses, in startups that you see we're struggling with? What's a common thing that you see business struggling with?
Yeah, there's three things that I see the most common. Yeah, the first one is lack of belief. Most people don't fully believe in themselves. They have an idea, they have a vision, but they oftentimes lack true belief that it's possible for them. And little things can throw them off path. So that's step one is, if there's a solution, it's to have a massive amounts of belief in yourself and your idea, because if you don't, fear and all these little things that will happen along the way will knock you off course. That's problem number one. Problem number two that I see oftentimes is people don't spend enough time, or employers, entrepreneurs don't spend enough time building an offer that is so good, or a product that is so good that people would be dumb to say no to. They come up with a baseline product, but they don't spend enough time thinking about why the product is so good that it becomes a logical choice for their buyer. And, they don't spend enough time adding things to it. So it is a no-brainer offer. And that is really important, because it sets up the next thing. That's the number one issue or problem that I see with entrepreneurs or employers, is that they struggle to do new client acquisition or get new sales. And I think part of it is because it's scary and it's nerve-wracking to knock on doors or pick up the phone or send DMs. And it's also unknown territory for a lot of folks. They haven't really bridged the gap or got into sales. The word sales tends to freak people out, and they automatically say, well, I can't do sales. And the truth is, if you're going to own a successful company, you're going to operate a successful company, you need to be the best salesperson in your organization. So you can, you should know the way, go the way, and then show the way. So those are the three things that I see, not most people, but a lot of people struggle with, that we try to help with at our office here in Indiana, help them get through those three aspects. Self-belief, crafting or creating a product that is an absolute no-brainer, slam dunk for their clients, and then distributing that, choosing one methodology that works, that creates transactions.
So are you...
Sound effects.
Sorry, the audience is crazy. They're crazy.
Yeah, man. They're hyped.
So are you the type of company that gets involved with a small business company before they like create a major business plan to reach out to clientele, or after?
Yeah.
Are you somebody who assists in doing that
So
Sorry.
with the SBDC, it is a national national coverage. So if somebody wants to find an SBDC, they could simply Google SBDC near me, and oftentimes you'll find your center in your geographic location, and they help whether you're a startup or you've just got an idea. Maybe you've got an idea and you don't have an LLC yet, you don't have a business plan set up. Maybe you're just ideating and you're looking for more data or insights into what might work. They have what's called advisors that will sit down with you once you become a client, and they'll help you go through that process, depending on where you're at. So one of the things that we say in our center is we like to find out who you are, where you're currently at, and where you want to go. That way we can come around you with resources and tools and information that you need. So to answer your question, yeah, whether they're early startup or they are a veteran business owner looking to scale, we can help them.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate. One of the biggest, so if there's a pain point of the SBDC that I've seen in my short time here, it's lack of awareness is definitely one. So most people don't know about the SBDC or those resources. And, that's an issue, because it would be very beneficial for economic development if we were the first place that people thought of when they had an idea to build a business. So we're trying to create the awareness, at least around here, that that's who we are, that's what we do, and we should be a stopping point or a check-in point for anybody that wants to grow a business.
That's fair. That's fair. Hey, what are you doing here, guys? That's fair. That's absolutely fair. And Mr. Brandon, I wanted to ask, what is what I want to talk about social media, because as with content creation, social media I feel like is the future, especially with the innovation and creation of artificial intelligence, chat GBT, blockchain, cryptocurrency. It's all moving at the speed of light.
Yeah.
As a content creator and technology, where do you see this going? Because I don't see this ending very well technology wise, because I recently, Karmea and I just interviewed a family, and the husband is a music artist. And one of the things we talked about when we talked to him is that, you can have a full-on music artist without the actual artist. So because I can have a artificial intelligence create a body, a frame, a person, and then I can have some other technology that creates his voice. And now I don't even need the artist anymore. And then I can use chat GBT to say, hey, write a song using Usher's singing patterns, right? All with technology. So where do you see things going social media technology wise for us? Because it doesn't look good on my end.
Yeah. I think that, let's just look at another technology that most people are aware of. There's a platform called Canva that allows people to create pretty much whatever they want: graphics, logos, banners. And the output of that platform is only as good as the humans input into it, or the questions that the humans asking, or the manipulation that the humans making to get an output from that photo or that design platform. I think the same thing is true to some degree with chat GPT or all the different widgets and the AI tools that are coming out. It's important to have skill as an individual human to get good outputs with that tool. Even now, like interfacing with it and asking the right questions and coming up with the right prompts and using it in your workflow. Some people are better than others at that. And I think as it continues to develop, like, it'll get easier to interface with, but simultaneously, I think as far as like replacing creators, if I'm thinking about the long term, there will be, and this is all predictive, right? I'm assuming, I think that there's going to be even more craving for personal ability, like human interaction and human connection, versus something that's AI generated. Not to take anything away from the AI generated, model or musician or, that niche, whatever niche is created in this. I think that it'll definitely, it'll have a place. But I think overall, in the years to come, empathy and human connection is going to become even more prominent because of the disconnect or the divide between like what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I had to summarize it simply, there's going to be a lot of spot the knot. And I think there's going to be an overwhelming amount of data and media created. And I think people will eventually be like, I kind of want to just get offline, or I kind of want to just, I think more people will shift towards human connection eventually.
I hope so. I
Yeah.
hope so, because they already got robots replacing us men. I've seen them. Y'all, and it's evolving. Technology is changing the absolute game, and it's horrible. I reject it. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Yeah. Mr. Tim, I wanna touch on truefanz, one of your companies, one of your many accomplishments, because you've done a lot, brother. You are a hardworking brother. I want to touch on truefanz, your platform, truefanz. Tell us about truefanz and how is that changing the game for content creators and social media influencers?
Yeah. So truefanz started because we saw what was bad in the industry, right? We saw, in social media in general, people were being removed from the platforms. There's virtually no customer support. And I think most people will realize that if you've ever had an issue with your social media account on major platforms, it's like good luck getting help. Creators have been notoriously underpaid and undervalued as far as the people actually generating content for these platform machines. They hardly make any of the revenue. That's, so typically a rule of thumb for that is if the platform's free, you're the user, or you are the product. And that's the mass majority, right? If it's free, then you are the product. And, so that dynamic we thought was outdated. This was years ago. So, we looked at the market, we did reconnaissance on what was out there, and what was out there was mostly adult content. And we believed that there was a majority of creators that would want to monetize, but they didn't want to be associated with that industry. So we thought, okay, well, we can build a logical choice platform for folks that want to monetize without the stigma. So we've since, there's over 12 different ways that a creator can monetize very quickly. They could get their platform, signed up. They can set up all their media and then launch and promote, and now have a community where there's no limiting reach on their algorithms. There's no, you do have freedom of expression. You get access to your data. We're not selling your data. We're literally in more of a partnership or collaboration with our creators that have been allowed in. And we help them really become like a creator entrepreneurial hybrid. So we teach them how to leverage their audience and provide value, and then convert that relationship and that connection with their communities into monetary gain. So whether that's through lives, whether that's through direct messaging, whether that's through a learning management system and content, direct messaging, donations, tips, gifts, pledges. There, like I mentioned, there's a whole arsenal of ways that a creator can monetize, and over the years we've seen creative ways, and then we teach those as well. So Absolutely. It's been a blast, man. We've literally paid millions and millions of dollars to creators all over the world, and we've started to build that reputation of who we are and who we're not. And it's been a lot of fun. I've met some of the coolest people, and just help them hit their goals, whatever those are. And we're excited about the future.
So for creators, is there protection on your platform that people cannot possibly pass off videos of their own, steal them and put them on other platforms, things like that? Like, say, for example, they do comedy or something like that. They're getting revenue through your platform. Someone sees it and they somehow can screen record. Is there any protection for them?
Yeah, no, great question. So it's constantly a cat mouse game. People that have ill intent, we try to detect them before they even get into the platform. So we're always detecting, deterring, and preventing. So part of detecting are systems that can find somebody that's maybe masking their IP address, or somebody that has notoriously done chargebacks, which are, if they buy something and then charge it back, typically those people aren't good customers or good folks. They cheat the systems. And then there's a whole slew of other things that we do to detect bad folks and bad behavior. And when that happens, we boot them out. We also have screenshot detection. And I'll go through all this and just explain that nothing is 100% bulletproof. However, with screenshot detection and watermarking and all of these, things that we have in place, that does deter a lot of bad behavior or illegal behavior. And then on the illegal side, preventing it, we send out DCMAs. We have a legal team. So if someone is caught, which happens from time to time, someone's caught stealing someone's identity or stealing their content without their express permission, we will sue them. And we help creators sue them and get their media removed from platforms where it was not allowed to be posted. So I guess all three of those things kind of help us stack against that behavior. So
yeah, because I noticed there's a lot of stealing going on, even on, the regular platforms that are free, like Instagram and Facebook. There are continuously people taking taking someone else's video and just posting it just to get the likes up or the comments up, or to get some type of money from social media.
Sure. The first step too, so when you are a creator on our platform, there's typically a paywall to get access to your media. So that's a good prevention point too. A lot of times someone that's just taking somebody's content isn't going to pay the $10 or $20, whatever it is, to gain access to your channel. So that's a good first level security. So that's also in place, I guess, is another barrier to deter somebody from getting in and grabbing the content. Yep.
That's huge. I want to ask the hard question. So forgive me, but I want to dive in, because there's a rumor that all these social media platforms' algorithm holds you back and they prevent you from it's almost like, hey, if you do these many hours of content and get these many views, we'll pay you a certain amount of money. But the algorithm seems to like hold you back, or it shortens your viewing. That's what I've heard in social media. And sometimes I feel like that, like the algorithm works against you because you're right about to hit that monetary bonus to get a payout. Does any of that occur? What's the algorithm like? I want the sauce.
So I don't think anybody fully knows unless you're an engineer, somebody on the inside of Instagram, and they, then it's trust but verify type information. I really, anybody that claims to know like the algorithm, I always question that. But what I do know is how they get paid. These giant platforms get paid through advertisement dollars. And it makes sense to me that you would cater to your highest bidders in the experience that they get as an advertiser, and even an experience that they get, or even their friends get, as a user, because they are paying your light bill. It's not free, obviously, to run servers and to run data storage and to pay all your personnel like at one of these major platforms. So there has to be some sort of exchange. There has to be some sort of, in their dynamic, there has to be income generated, and their model is a pay-to-play model. So, I mean, they're not going to give you a bunch of free traffic and a bunch of exposure and a bunch of views and attention and, audience. It doesn't behoove them unless you're paying to receive that data, or you're paying to receive that exchange. Because, until recently, their model wasn't like that at all. They didn't have a subscription dynamic, or, you look at some of these other major platforms. I'm trying to avoid saying names.
Yeah.
That are more so emphasizing like creator shops. So it's almost like a new style QVC. And if you are good at creating promotional material for a shopping item, that is going to help the platform get paid and you get paid for your ability to create media, through their QVC style, dynamic. So it's, you got to look at
2024 shopping network. Yeah,
you got to look at it from like a cost standpoint. At least that's kind of where my head goes. They can't just give people full full attention.
But I feel like, listen, you get paid. True, if you get paid, right? So TrueFanz gets a compensation in this. Let's all make money. Let's all be influencers. Let's all get 10,000 views and a watch party going, and everybody getting paid. Why hold me back?
That's the future, and I think that requires a different level of leadership at a founder level, where it's trust and collaborative versus ownership and control. Just two different styles of leadership. And so for instance, like ours is a completely different dynamic. I want people to get as much traffic as they humanly can, as much as possible on our platform, because we get paid when they get paid. And it's within our best interest to help them create new client acquisition and new exposure and serve our users and our creators to reach their objectives, whether that's a smaller amount of money per month or more. It's within our best interest as a platform to help our creators with their stage and with their audience. So that's not the case for other platforms. It's just not, because they're interested in advertisement dollars and they're interested in somebody paying to gain views and to gain exposure. And I just think that that's a dead model in the future to some degree. As technology continues to advance, the barrier to entry to having your own platform, or it's going to continue to reduce. I think we'll eventually get to the point where you can speak something or draw something and it will create a piece of technology. And I think the people that have empathy and the people that create products that solve problems are going to continue to win, no matter what advancements in technologies look like. So the people that have a dictatorship sort of style of leadership and they're controlling, they are going, they haven't adapted. So they're losing employees now. They're losing staff now to companies that aren't that way, because there's so many options now too, whether somebody works for themselves or works for a company. They have wants and needs. And I'm kind of shifting gears talking about leadership a little bit, but if you are somebody who is not adapting, creating a vehicle for people, they won't ride in your car. So just my thought.
No, that's a good thought. That's a good thought. Yeah. So I want to try and play a game here so we could get a clear idea of what's allowed on TrueFanz and what's not allowed on TrueFanz. So I want to see if I could set this up here. But so as a content creator, if I'm hey, we got some people joining. We got Maria joining in. What's up, Maria?
What's up, Maria?
What's up, Rashad? We are live as Gentleman Style Podcast Show. We are here with CEO. If you are just joining us, CEO, founder, entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur Tim Branyan, spilling the tea on technology, his company, his entrepreneurial endeavors, how he's changing the platform and changing the way content creators and the world, small businesses. He's doing some very big things in the industry. Mr. Stanley Reed asks, what's the most of this business that would separate this business model from its peers?
The most of this business.
Oh, the moat. I guess like a moat. What's separating most businesses? Okay.
So what's the most of this business that would separate this business model from its peers? I think you mean like what functionality or what makes it stand out. So some of those, like, why is it the logical choice? Maybe is your question. So we're 100% invite only for creators. Not just anybody can join. We're not public,
like Clubhouse.
Right. It's not, you have to be invited by an existing creator or partner. So Marcus,
they stole your idea.
Yeah. Marcus is a partner, so if somebody's interested in your content creator, definitely hit up Marcus. He knows some of the criteria, and he has a dashboard where he can send invites.
Yes.
So definitely hit them up. So that's one thing. We're 100% invite only. Not just anybody can join. We pay more, which is a huge advantage. We don't have any hidden costs. So whether you process a payment from Brazil, the UK, Canada, the United States, anywhere globally, there's no additional cost, even though it might cost us a little more on the back end. We don't change our fees to allocate for that. We have more features and functionality. So a lot of our competitors don't have the same features and functions that we have. We were really creative after we listened with the intent to build things, and our users gave us ideas that we rolled up our sleeves with and built. So we've got some really cool functionalities. I don't have all the time to go through them all, but that's the other thing. And then I think the biggest thing that separates us is a stigma-free environment. We don't allow porn. So we're more of a classier, wholesome alternative for creators that want to make money, want to have a membership site, but don't want to be associated to that stigma. So
now I have to. Now I always got to start all over. See, so now I got to change my content. No, I'm not in that industry. So send me an invite, Maria Edwards. Send you an invite, girl. I got you.
Yeah.
It's True Fans. I'm gonna get you in there. Invite only, Clubhouse style, y'all. Clubhouse style. But we're not allowing you adult entertainers in the industry. I'm sorry. But anybody else, Mr. Brandon, I want to play a game. I'm gonna bring something random up on the screen, right? Let's see if this works. I'm gonna bring something random up on the screen, and you can say yay or nay. This is not allowed on True Fans. You ready?
Man. Yeah.
Okay. So, clip number 1. I'm gonna bring it up on the screen. Is this allowed on True Fans or not?
Yeah, it looks like she's twerking or dancing or something. Maybe clean. I can't see what's in the corner. It looks like a stack of quarters on my end.
That's a stack of quarters.
Bent over. Yeah, it looks like maybe counting money. I don't know. Yeah, that's fine.
So this is allowed. This is allowed on True Fans.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Clip number 2. Clip number 2. Is this allowed on True Fans? I'm a content creator, looking little fitness.
Uh-huh. I can't see. Is there something on the screen now?
Oh, she's coming. Sorry.
Oh.
She's not on the screen.
It was the same one. It was the girl looking at quarters.
Okay. Forgive me. I gotta switch it up. So exercise, as long as you're picking up quarters, ladies, you're good. You're good.
I mean, lingerie, boudoir, swimsuits. If you're a fitness model, which sometimes they're even somewhat risque. Yeah, that's fine. We actually work with what are the women football players? WFL
football players.
Yeah, we actually have women flag football players and women athletes that do that. One of my buddies, she's actually military. Sister of mine she was in I think it's VFL. I can't remember what it's called. Women's WFL. But she does fitness and she's in the military. She's done really well on the platform, and simultaneously she's still in, and doesn't have the same risk that other professionals have when there's a distinct difference between our platform not being an adult site and other ones that just flat out are. They're that's why they don't have an app. That's why they are, you read their terms of service, you find out who their merchant processor is. They're classified as adult websites. We are not, on purpose. So that's a major difference too, just to answer, further answer that fellow's
That's
question.
like a lingerie league.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she was in that. I can't remember.
So this is allowed. So ladies and gentlemen, content creation, this is allowed. Yeah, lingerie, definitely. Boudoir, but no fetishes. No fetishes. We ain't doing fetishes. No kinks.
No sex in general. No if I have to get direct here, no penetration, no sex of any sort.
You gotta be specific.
Yeah, no sex of any sort, no penetrations of any sort. And that's part of the reason that oftentimes, I'd say 95% of the time, we have an interview with every new creator that comes in. We'll meet with a member of our team, one, to find out who they are and where they want to go and what their goals are, who their audience is. But then two, just to help them get started, help them learn about the platform, help them create their own environment, give them some strategy. And that's very rare in the tech space in general. I know that I've been in the industry a long time. It's rare to have a human answer your questions and be there for you from a support standpoint. And I think that's another unique selling proposition that we have, is that you are going to talk to a human. You're going to have access to people that know some strategy that'll help you set up your channel to then monetize based on your goals. I mean, that's having somebody over the shoulder is really nice when you're doing something maybe that might be brand new.
It's true. Get some help and support.
So,
we got a question
I think-
from our. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was about to say the question. So Stanley Reed, he asked, playing devil's advocate, are you able to pay more to content creators because it's not as many players on the platform?
No, we're able to pay. I think the question was, how are we able to pay more?
Are you able to pay more to content creators because it's not as many players on the platform?
Yeah. So we've done a really good, I guess part of this is technical. We've done a really good job with what's called DevOps. So we have thousands and thousands of terabytes of secure data being sent and received on the social media platform, right? So we've done a really good job reducing that cost for managing and being a fiduciary of that content. So that's one way that we've saved a lot and made it still profitable for us. And then the other way too, we just have really good partners. Being that we aren't in the adult space, our merchant processing partners are really good with us. So we are not, it doesn't cost us the same amount as it does to process what's called high risk. High risk industries, if you're familiar with this from a processing standpoint, are marijuana. I think CBD falls into that, tobacco, alcohol. Yeah. So typically you have to have a high risk merchant processor. And high risk should really be renamed to high volume. If you have a high volume processor, there's certain requirements. This guy. Yep.
But is that because? Well, when it comes down, I'm going to ask a question. This is not me. It's for Marcus. Is that because with the CBD and things like that, it's not legal everywhere, or what is that about regarding that?
Banks that facilitate transactions have allocated specific industries as high risk.
Okay.
Again, you could call them high volume industries. So gambling, casinos. I think alcohol falls into this. There's CBD, marijuana. These are high volume industries, and oftentimes, and even like some digital products can be considered high risk, high volume, because there's a higher likelihood of what's called chargebacks. People claiming that they didn't get the product, or people, charging back for whatever reason, and that harms the bank. They miss out on money, and it causes logistical issues and errors. Anyway, that's a whole nother industry to dive into. It's kind of radical how how it works. But yeah, so we've done a really good job in both of those: saving, storing data, keeping our costs low from an infrastructure standpoint, and then also from a merchant processing standpoint, we've kept our costs really low and negotiated those, and we've got a good relationship. And so we're able to be competitive on sharing the income.
Share the money. That's what I'm all about, y'all. I'm all about sharing the money. I want to make money. I'm speaking for you models. Maria Edwards got a really bomb cooking show. She's incredible. So I'm looking out for us. But what my biggest fear, again, you go on there. I love that it's selective. I love that it's it's not new anymore. This is what, a 2011, 12 project, Brandon?
I think maybe we had the initial idea there, but we've been around for like 4 years now.
Yeah, you're not new.
2019. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This is a new
2020.
project, but
Actually, no, it was right at the start of the pandemic. We got really lucky in that sense. We were able to help a lot of people that were negatively impacted by the pandemic. We had this life preserver of a platform that they could take their offline or their online, their offline show, whether they're musicians, cooks, chefs, business trainers, etc. And we gave them a platform where they could then bring that online. So I distinctly remember that. That's really, we got lucky in a way because that was our initial exposure to creators just looking for a new home.
Yeah. Question: is any of my data sold to third-party vendors? Like, I'm not gonna get on TrueFanz, and you guys are gonna farm my information out to the big box cereal guy, and now I'm getting mailers, and how the internet reads your mind before you even say it. Like, now you getting commercials for lingerie, and it's Valentine's Day,
right? No. So we've got a whole privacy policy. We discuss what sort of data we collect, and we don't sell it to anyone, and it's yours if you want it. So all a creator would have to do is ask for their list of buyers or their subscribers, and we would happily give them that. It's their asset. We do offer third-party services. So we partner with Prime Corporate Services to help our creators with tax prep, entity creation, really limiting their liability legally from a tax standpoint so they can keep the majority of money that they make. So that came because we were helping creators make a large amount of money, more so than I think most of them had ever made. And when you make that much money, and you're new to making a larger amount of money, then you realize that taxes are a thing, and you leave a typical bracket, maybe, and so having someone to help you, or really just go over the shoulder with you, or do it for you, and we just saw that was a big need, so we partnered with Prime. Huge shout! Steve Howard's a close buddy of mine that owns that company. They do a phenomenal job, tax prep, and just helping people. So they know our business model, they know our creators, and we pass all of our people over there that do have that request.
Perfect.
So
I don't want anybody getting hit with craziness. I don't want anybody getting hit. Can I use? Are there? Because this is a issue that I constantly have on a platform that shall not be named, because I keep using music that is I keep using music, and they keep muting me and taking me down and taking my video down. What are your rules on music? And if I wanted to play some Young Jeezy, if I want to get hood with it on Gentleman Style Podcast, or I want to play some gospel, like, are there restrictions on music and what I can play in my background?
Yeah, what is your copyright situation?
Yeah, well, I mean, we fall under the same rules as anyone else. If it's not yours and you don't have permission, then that's their media, right? So they're fully within their rights to request a takedown or to disable that if they wish. Again, our environment is a creator's environment. Consider this is it's their space. Somebody is paying to gain entry into their space, into their community, into their world. So, I'll say it's not the same environment. But that being said, as far as like copyright law and copyright, I stand on the side of the law, put it that way. I feel like I'm speaking like a politician right now, but I am in favor of copyright law.
He had to put it. I don't want you to go to jail, sir. I just, as a content creator, I'm trying to know that as people cross over to a new platform, what they can expect. Because I'm telling, I think Facebook is getting violent with it. Facebook is getting extremely violent with it, because I'm getting hit on content that I posted 2 years ago, 3 years ago. They're going through my history.
Yes, they have time.
Tools that detect, and they, sometimes they're not accurate. I mean, they're accurate a good amount of times. I think more so than not. But those times that they aren't accurate, the users are going to suffer, and they've grown to such a huge capacity now that, yeah. Anyway, I think using it goes back to like we protect creators, right, from somebody taking their content. And so I'm always going to be on the side of the creator, whether it's a music creator, a model, somebody that's creating art. If it's theirs and you're using it without express permission, that's no bueno. It's no good. So
is there like a 3 strike you're out rule? Like, do I get striked?
Of course. So like if something happened to that degree, or even infractions, right? We always talk to our creators first and to say, hey, this is, that goes back to the relationship that we have with our creators. It's easy to say, hey, Marcus, like, this is a no-go. Here's why. Let's take this course moving forward. Right.
Yeah. Karmea.
Yeah. Karmea.
I listen. I've seen people's stuff get banned. I'm not trying to be in the mix.
Right.
But it's annoying. I feel
it's very annoying.
I bought the album, I bought the CD, and I'm playing it. Like it's on my Audible account, it's on my Spotify. Like I'm playing the song that I paid for. So I should be able to do my little dance, and my little jig to my content creation fam. Like
it gets interesting, right? Like what if I'm watching my Netflix, but my whole family's over at my house? Like I bought the Netflix. Did they buy access to that media? There's probably, you can play devil's advocate on both sides.
It gets real complicated once you start talking about it that way.
I'm streaming, but I got Netflix on back here in the back. Like, now everybody's watching my Discord channel or whatever it is. So it's, you got to interview an attorney for this. That's not me. I would.
That's fair. That's fair.
Lean on mine.
So TrueFanz, y'all. TrueFanz, you got to check it out. It's dope. It's a home. It's a platform for the content creator to feel safe. And just like we did earlier, just like Mr. Branyan said, you can do almost anything except that stuff. Thou shalt not be named. No doubt. But as a model, if you're a fitness guru, fitness enthusiast, and get paid, what was it? 7 different ways you can get paid. 7 different ways for your content. Not the DoorDash. This is not the DoorDash of social media. They want you to get paid. They want you to get money. Like what you say, Mr. Branyan, it's tips. You can get donations.
Tips, donations, gifts, pledges, going live, getting cheer icons similar to, what you see on other platforms, like, where people get roses or people get cheer icons. You can earn income there. You actually can create your own cheer icons, which is kind of cool, and set the prices for your own cheer icons.
So
yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. So I'll explain. So cheer icons are little things that pop up when you're live. You can upload your own or create your own and choose the price point for each one. So if you have a brand or a style that is your brand, you could, whether it's diamonds or jewelry or whatever your shields, whatever you want, you could create that and have your own cheer icon set at different price points you wish. There's pay-per-view content, there's messaging, there is an area called the vault, which allows you to upload a bulk amount of content in folders that you could sell for a one-time unlockable price. Just kind of create your own storefront of digital products, whether it's education, whether it's modeling content, whether it's exclusive music, whether it's, you name it, you're the creator, your stuff, cooking recipes, fitness workout plans, fitness activities in general. So I think I've mentioned them all.
That's really good. Yeah. That's really detailed, because I was about to get on there, because I do a little modeling on the side here and there. So I know you do.
The way he answered.
But this is I'm really for this. I'm really all about this. But this is the future, and I really love. And I think it's like a couple other entrepreneurs are coming out with like content platforms, because Mark Zuckerberg, forgive me, Facebook being in courts all the time. So I never want to see that for Mr. Tim. I never want that for you. But I think it's gotten out of hand. Like, stop selling my stuff. Let's get paid. Let's all make money. Pay-per-view. That's really. Can I do classes on there,
Yeah.
Mr. Brandon? Like, I could
Yeah.
hold
If
a whole educational course on there.
Yeah, whether you teach, finance, or maybe you teach tax strategy, or maybe you teach how to cook, maybe you teach how to be a model. You could create courses inside of the vault, or add, upload your media inside of your channel. You could be a health and wellness advisor. There's so many different ways that you could upload and segment your content for your community. That's the way it was built, is to give you an environment to monetize your stuff.
Love it. Love it. Love it. You got a question from the audience. Mr. Stanley Reed is on your tail, Mr. Brandon. He asks, is the A&R approach available to the content creator for a one-time fee, or is it tier-based off of what's available as you scale up?
A&R approach. I'm not sure what that means. Help me out there.
Then he puts follow-up content relations.
So you can have free content that's mixed into your locked subscription-only content. You can have pay-per-view content. You can have we don't have tiers, because that became, we saw other competitors that had tiers, and it was really confusing for the user, or not just the user, but the creator itself.
You mean like tiers as in
so like you're
level 1?
Yeah, you're a bronze member, a gold member, or a platinum member, and then you get access to this content based on what membership tier you're on. That was really challenging for the creators to manage that media. So instead, we just allowed them to price whatever they want, wherever they want, and then the price would create the tier on the content level. Not necessarily you're buying it in a monthly package for this much, but rather we've given creators the ability to choose whether something's free, whether something has a pay-per-view price, or whether it's segmented into a vault. And of course, they can choose whatever price point on that. And then the user can decide what they want to unlock and really, select their tier, quote unquote, if they wish.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. So if I want access to Marcus Norman booty short photos, then
you can choose that.
You can choose that, and that is my platinum level. And then if you want full on booty hole, then that's double platinum level.
Platform. That's
definitely not his platform.
And that's specific to each content, not hey, pay this every month for everything. Got it.
Right. So there's some platforms where the subscriber chooses whether they're bronze, silver, or gold. And then the creator, it's their responsibility as they're uploading content to segment it based on what tier is allowed to have it. That creates a lot of stress and an annoyance for the creator. Whereas it's a lot easier if they can upload whatever content they want, wherever they want, and then choose the relevant price point or no price at the time of uploading content. It makes it a heck of a lot easier to manage for both the user and the creator, the subscriber and the creator. Just easier, and it's just less clunky.
I'm taking notes because I'm like coming up with like booty hole new okay. We got a question. Stanley Reed asked a question again. We got a fan. You talked about helping the content creator to scale up by advising the content creator of how to leverage their platform. So I think he wants you to dive deeper onto that.
Sure. So we walk through sign up, that process and what it looks like, what's happening behind the scenes. Setup, which is adding their media to the actual platform itself and kind of giving some strategy based on who they are, where they're at. And then we help them with launching. So promoting, this one of the, and I'll give a free strategy here. One of the things that we will teach them, it starts with an analogy. We teach them the reality that the internet's this massive highway of billions of people traveling down this road, if you will. And your brand is a billboard, right? You as a brand are a unique billboard on the side of this highway, and your ability to capture attention and direct people to your storefront will increase or increase the likelihood that you're going to make a transaction or a sale. So taking that same logic or that analogy and applying it to the internet, you should have a billboard on YouTube, Pinterest, Facebook, or Meta, whatever the heck they call it now, TikTok, all these top 20 platforms that everybody knows about. But then take it a step further, find more digital real estate. Like, a lot of people have never heard of Clapper, CLAPPER. It's the UK version of TikTok, similar to TikTok. Then you get on your app store and you can look up keywords like make new friends or connect with new people. These keywords that are going to populate all these apps that you've probably never heard of, that you can build a billboard on. So you put your profile pictures, your bio, and then link back to the main place where you're going to be promoting yourself and promoting your stuff. And then from there, that you're going to start receiving more traffic than you ever have, because your billboards now, it's got cars driving past it. So just simple strategies like that we teach our creators. That's just one of several. And those are completely free as far as, cost. There really is no cost. It takes a little bit of time and energy to do that effectively. But then, it gets into some of the, more strategy. Once a creator starts earning and they still have aspirations to grow, we have connections to PR firms. Like, we understand how to do media buying and running ads, and we can give advice there. Collaborations with other creators. Maybe some of those are paid for, some of those aren't. So yeah, there's a whole gamut of different strategies. Just, some are more relevant to others.
We got another question that came in from Instagram.
Let's go.
The question comes in from Journey to Love LLC. She asked the question, what are the requirements? So she's hopping on. What are the requirements to apply as a content creator for truefanz? What are the metrics I have to hit to get in?
Yeah. So if Marcus, if you're on this podcast, then one of the requirements is to message Marcus. I mean, that's pretty simple. Just hit him up, and you'll have to share your email so he can send you an invitation. And what we're looking for, if we're out recruiting someone, which we do, we're looking for a minimum of 5,000 engaged followers across their social medias. We want to make sure that they're not doing adult content. We want to make sure that they have actual engagement, and then just that they're they have the ability, capability, and intent to grow. We want to see that. We want to see the energy. We want to know that they're investable as far as time and giving them access and going through the motions of giving them a good shot to win. That's what we're looking for. It's more so characteristics. Even if somebody doesn't have some massive following, that's fine. Do you have the ability? Do you have the capability? And do you have the intent? Do you have the desire? The knowledge is there. The information's there. The platform's there. It's just, are you there? Are you where you need to be? Are you serious about, creating additional income and building a brand?
That's big. That's big. Yeah. Are there requirements on like activity? I gotta be on there. Quiet down, y'all.
I mean,
quiet down.
Yep. I mean, depending on their goals, right? Like, if somebody says, "Hey, Tim, I want a 6-pack," I'm going to give them a workout routine and some suggestions on what you should do throughout the week, and then it's up to you, right? And if you take that to the next level, great. Maybe you get an 8-pack, or maybe you get even healthier than what the original recipe was. Same thing's true in this. We'll give you some recommendations, but we're never going to tell people what to do. We're never going to tell them when to post or how to post. And
you don't help me out.
What's that? Well, some people want to be told exactly what to do. Yeah. And a lot of our creator guides we want them to take the reins. We want to teach them how to fish. We want to teach them how to leverage their business. That's what this is. We're giving them a business, and we're helping them become the CEO of their platform. And while it's good to ask questions and it's good to get help, if somebody's too lenient on that, then you become an employee as a customer support person, or somebody that's inside of our team. We don't want to create the need for someone to lean on us. We want to teach them how to ride the bike. So
love it. I'm all for it. I'm down. I'm down. This is great stuff. Mr. Tim, sir, you are phenomenal. This has been an epic episode. You've laid the foundation, some groundwork, some really good nuggets for us to chew on with True Fans. What are some final tips you would give to that young entrepreneur, that young content creator, that growing influencer that wants to get stuff off the ground? What advice would you give to them watching this right now? What would you tell them?
Believe in yourself. It's possible. It's possible. Get in the way of opportunity. Ask the right questions. Get around the right people, and give yourself permission to fail. I think oftentimes, man, so many people we don't give ourselves permission to suck. And when you're starting something brand new, you're gonna have this period of learning and scraping your knees and figuring things out. And that's a part of this process of becoming who you'll be really proud of, I think, if you just keep going.
Love it. That's dope. How can we connect with you? How can we find you? How can we get on board? The train has left the station a long time ago, but it's not too late to hop on board. How can people connect? How can people learn more?
Yeah, Tim Branyan, at Tim Branyan on most social medias. LinkedIn, I think I'm the most active really on LinkedIn, and that's Tim Branyan as well. TimBranyan.com. Google Tim Branyan. Hit up Marcus, he'll give you my links. That's how you do it.
My guy. He's everywhere. I told y'all he was dope. Told y'all. Karmea, you got anything for us?
Whew. I think this is a wonderful opportunity. There's some new information that I got. I'm about to figure out why Marcus ain't sent me a link yet. But you guys take care of yourself. And this is we're still in the new year. We're at the end of February. If you have an idea, just go for it. You'll never know if you never start it.
Exactly.
Facts. This is dope. I got nothing. I can't come behind these two fantastic people, my two favorite people in the world. Awesome. And thank you all for tuning into the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. This has been an epic interview. Mr. Branyan, you're awesome. You're phenomenal. I'm going to tell you what I told you the last time, brother. Never give up. We need you. You're so awesome, man. Appreciate you. Thank you all for tuning into the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. If you're a content creator looking to take things to the next level, check out True Fans. And for my audio listeners, that's TrueFanz, True Fans. Check it out. Get on board and put your content out there. Let's make money.
Let's go.
Love you guys.
Yes.
I love this show. Oh my God.